Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Illusion Fox Gaming. Today we're going to be doing the quest, I heard you like tanks. It's one of the reputation up quests for the Dwarven Allied Society. Ronitt appears to have something in his eye. You cannot be certain because of his helmet, but it may be a twinkle. It's time to work on the most interesting part of the Rolling Tankard's design, the cannon. Me and the others have a few things to go over first, so come and join us in the usual place. But those bastard sinews won't even get the chance to test our defenses. We blow their heads off first. That's why we need a cannon. The bigger, the better. Of course, there are no seniors back in once time, but with a bit of thorough ingenuity. Hold it right there. Aren't you afraid I'll steal your secrets? Why did you invite me to this meeting in the first place? Well, you want me to finish building these tanks, don't you? Our reason might be different, but we're working towards the same goal. Yeah, besides, you've already built the brewery, the ethanol mill, and have shared a bunch of your secrets with us. You're on board now whether you like it or not. I didn't agree to become one of your lackeys. I come and go as I please. And how do I know all this stuff about seniors isn't some elaborate ruse? You'll be building these war machines to attack Comra. Well, we weren't planning to, but now that you mention it... that's a loaded claptrap and you know it. If we wanted to invade Comra, it'd be as easy as snatching the helmet off a baby, and we wouldn't need no tanks neither. We just want to help people, that's all. Ain't that right? Sure, why not? We'll go with that. That's all very noble, I'm sure, but I'm only here for one thing. Watt's hammer. Getting my hands on it means I have to help with your idiotic plans, so be it. Idiotic, that's rich coming from you. Maybe you should wait till I finish explaining about the cannon before you start judging. You mean to say the seniors won't run away even if they're injured? Watt's beard. What have we gotten ourselves into? Well, injure them when you kill them outright. They won't be getting up again if you blast them with the smithereens. Nice bit of gunpowder should do the trick, but I won't trust you fellows not to blow yourselves to bits in the process. You fought the seniors, haven't you? Got any suggestions? So we can destroy seniors and look good while we do it. Well, it's got my vote. The only thing I can think of would be to charge a crystal with ether and then release it all in one go. Though I hate to say it, but this is rather outside my field of expertise. Why don't you ask that Larathia lady over at Clearmelt? She used to be an engineer. It's worth a try, I guess. I'd feel a lot better if you came with me for moral support. Like, to tell the truth, I find her a bit intimidating. Anyway, let's get going. Oh, I didn't even know these springs were back here. That's neat. I think the gods were here. I was afraid I'd have to talk to her by myself. Ah, well, here goes nothing. Lali-ho, old crone. That's not how you start that conversation. Buddy hells, I see your manners haven't improved since the last time we met. As you come to say, spit it out. I've got guests arriving soon. I want to fit the tanks with ether cannons, so you do have more than sawdust in that head of yours. Seems like a backhanded compliment to me, but I'll take it all the same. Though I must admit, I'm not used to working with the ether and whatnot. Don't suppose you know anything about it? As a matter of fact, I'm the one who designed the crystal cannons lining the walls of the Crystarium. Now you're pulling my leg. I've had a lot of strange coincidences lately, but that's not even remotely feasible. Wait, you're serious, aren't you? Of course I am, but if you want me to share my secrets, you better make it worth my while. I know where this is leading. You're going to send us to the ends of the earth on some godforsaken errand just to test our resolve, aren't you? Well, now that you mention it. No, you bloody idiot. That's not what I meant at all. Listen, I have some friends coming over for tea, and I want the pair of you to join us. Tea? That's slightly less perilous than I was expecting, but what does that have to do with anything? If you shut your pie hole, you might find out. My guests are twin sisters whose supply caravans run the length and breadth of Norvront. I reckon they'll have more than a passing interest in buying those tanks of yours. Why, you mean tell me we could make a profit on these tanks? I was planning to give them away for nothing, but I might as well take the opportunity to line my pockets. Say your friend's not much of a businessman, so you better do the talking. I still have some things to prepare before my guests arrive, so give me a few moments, would you? Now that everything's in order, we're ready to begin. Try not to look so tense. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Lorathia tells us you're in the transportation business, much like Kableva and I. Yes, we were rather hoping you'd help us with a little problem we've been having of late. Hordes of ravenous sin eaters, terribly irritating as I'm sure you can imagine. Is it true that you and yours are presently engaged in the construction of some sort of vehicle capable of warding off such assailants? Well, that does sound rather impressive. This could be precisely what we need. If any seniors dare show up, the Rolling Tankard can deal with them before they get anywhere near. It does occur to me, however, that this all seems awfully complicated. Those used to working with tomorrow may struggle to operate these vehicles of yours. No wonders modern technology never ceased to amaze me. Machines, driving machines. Whatever next? That's a surprisingly good idea. If all it takes is giving instructions to the automaton, anyone could do it. Quite an elegant solution, I must say. You just made up that up, didn't you? Well, we'll work all that out later. For now, carry on doing what we're doing. This is all very interesting, young Ronitt. I would feel much more comfortable doing business with you if I could see your face. That I may better read your intentions. Though I do not doubt your sincerity, consider it a matter of courtesy. You want me to take off my helmet, but... Oh, I beg your pardon. That was incredibly rude of me. We are much our embarrassment unfamiliar with dwarven customs. You are very kind to intervene and prevent any further impertinence on our part. Thanks. If you weren't here, I don't know what I would have done. Well, I think we've covered most of the pertinent points. There is, however, one last thing we'd like to ask before we reach a decision. What do you think we sisters value most in all the world? Your answer, please. Oh dear, that's not quite the answer we were looking for. I'd like to think that honesty is the bare minimum we can expect from others, especially those with whom we would do business. I think we've been able to sustain through the course of this conversation that the two of you possess this in abundance. It's been a struggle, but we got there in the end. Nicely done. Of course, seeing is believing. Once the tanks are finished, you should put on a demonstration. We'd all be interested to see these ethereal cannons in action, but actually getting them up and running will be no easy task, I assure you. Looking for you, I know just the man to point you in the right direction. I'll write you a letter of introduction requesting he help you in this little endeavor. Give this letter to Rizard in Ballistics. He looks a bit imposing, but he's friendly enough. And if it's you doing the asking, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to help. One of these days, the people in Northront will be climbing over each other for the chance to do me a favor. Just you wait and see. Till then, I've got a lot of work ahead of me, so let's get going. Greens, what can I do for you this fine evening? Yeah, see here, we got this invitation. And blow their bloody heads off. That's the plan, anyway. It's either beast firepower you're after, I have just the thing. Right behind me, as it happens. This model was mass-produced and installed along the perimeter of the castrarium, specifically to deal with Sin Eater assaults. Those bastards soon give up the ghost after a blast of concentrated ether to the face. I like the sound of that. I can't take the credit for these crystal canyons, though. Larathia is the one who originally designed them. I suppose you could call her my mentor? She says I'm to assist you? Who might have refused? Let me see about getting you copies of our cannon blueprints. Pleasant surprise, I take it. That's the Larathia I know. Behind that sharp tongue and piercing gaze, she's one of the most caring people you'll ever meet. I expect she appreciates what you're doing, especially considering what happened to Holminster. Not to mention that we are in the Crystarium owe much and more to you for restoring the night sky. It's not every day we get the chance to aid the Warrior of Darkness themselves. At any rate, every senior your tank puts down is one less for our soldiers to deal with, so sharing the plans for the Crystal Canyons is the least we can do. Meantime, I'll look forward to hearing of your success. It won't be long before the tales of the Rolling Tankers are on the lips of everyone in Northront. Many thanks. Come on, we've got cannons to build. To the anvil! So every got people treat you like you're some sort of hero. I suppose being a hero must try to spread the next best thing, so I'll settle for that. And said that, when it comes to building these tanks, you're still my assistant. Just so happens I've got some work for you. It's more of these cans than just crystal, so you can probably guess, in fact, there's so many different parts. Makes my head spin just thinking about it. Were there a few things you can put together for me, though? Shouldn't be hard for someone as skilled as you. As usual, you'll find everything you need in the Mechatoad, and if not, well, you're clever. You'll come with something. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Looks like all that time spent around Master Engineer like me is paying off. Once I built and fine-tuned the cannon, the prototype tank will be ready. After that, it's just a matter of producing more of the same as quickly and cheaply as possible. Not that I'll be cutting any corners, mind. Still use me a bit larger. And well, that is the end of the quest. I heard you like tanks. Thank you for joining us here today for this little video here on YouTube. Hopefully we'll see you again either for another video here on YouTube or maybe one of our mini streams over on Twitch at the same channel name. Till then though, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.